Good morning, everybody. Welcome into Mindful Movements. How is everybody today? Happy Tuesday. Wow, Tuesday. Wow. We are already the second day of the week and getting things rolling. So if you are joining me and you've been joining me this month, or maybe you're new to me, make sure to let me know that you're new in the comments. I would love to know who's joining in and who's new with their fitness journey and all the things. Um, Shoot me that comment and let me know. If you are watching the replay on Facebook or YouTube, please hashtag replay and let me know that you're watching the replay. I would love to know who's seeing these. As I get started, welcome in. Thanks for being here. I'm going to get everything else going. Whew, that was loud. I'm going to get all these other sites going. What? There we go. We're going to get this started. Make sure my screen is showing. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. I'm just sharing it out to everyone. Good morning. How is everybody today? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. How is everybody today? Welcome in. Thanks for hanging out. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. Remember, I do go live on multiple platforms at one time every day that I am live. I'm going to go ahead and flip my screen. Oh my gosh, they have changed it. Oh no, I don't know how to flip my screen now. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Great. Let's go to settings and see if that. Oh my gosh. Another change. Let's see. How do I do this now? Welcome in. Hey, Rockin'. Good morning. I am having all the issues already. Now I don't know how to flip my screen over here. Let's try that. Nope, that's not that. That one. There we go. They've changed it again. Gosh. All the things. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. How is everybody today? Thanks for joining in. If you are new here, please type in the word new and put that in those comments to let me know that you're new to my lives. If you have been with me for a while and you feel like I'm valuable, please share that out with somebody. Share it out with somebody that might need it this morning. I would love for them to join in and just feel like they are a part of something great. We are working. I do apologize. I'm trying to get everything set up this morning. Bear with me. Grace, good morning. I don't know if Rockin' is still in here. She was just in here. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go live on the Big C or not, because I had somebody to DM me and I told them that I'm not live everywhere every day, that I'm only live everywhere on Monday. So I was trying to get them to follow me like Facebook or YouTube, because then they can watch the replays if they miss anything. So I was trying to encourage them to follow me everywhere. So I'm trying not to put too much stress on me. I mean, one more device. What's one more device? I've already got 3 going. Um, so I was just trying. I was in that debate this morning of what am I doing? Trying to figure it all out. I want to make sure that I stay valuable and very encouraging for everybody, but I also need to take care of me and make sure I don't overdo it. I don't want to lose that. So, this over here. Have you been watching the replays, Grace? Have you been doing the burpee? Or is this one that you decided that you was going to pause on? I'm going to get rid of that because I don't have a clue. I don't want that up there. Okay. You have. How are they feeling? And I know you got lots of things coming up, so I didn't know when that started. Well, we're going to go over today anyway. We'll go back over that. What we're going to do today is we're going to go over the 28th. I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. We are gonna, I don't know how that works. So, maybe we'll talk in the background and kind of figure out how things are going and how to stay on top of things, if you know what I mean. Okay. So what we did yesterday was we went over the two, or we didn't go over the 2 exercises. We went over the warm up for the week. The warm up is the same all month long. And the way I did the warm ups this month was I set them up to where they're familiar to the burpee. So if you are wanting to learn the burpee, these are different ways that you can do this to learn it. And then I've been breaking the burpee down into pieces all month because we have a burpee challenge starting in September. We're going to do 300 burpees in the month of September. So what we're going to do is I am live Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I'm going to try to break it up to where if you're with me on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, you get your 300 burpees. So that is for the full month of September. No, thank you. So if you are planning to do the burpee with me in September and get those 300 burpees done, then I'm going to try to make sure that if you're with me Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, that you get those done, that you feel good about doing those. Good morning, whoever is joining in. I see that we've got some people joining in everywhere. There's someone on YouTube. Thanks for hanging out with me. We have several people everywhere. So, what we're going to do this morning is we're just going to go over a little bit more. I want to go over a warm up. So I'm going to go over, thank you. So we're going to go over the warm up, but I want to make sure that you feel confident in that as we get started, because Thursday, oh my goodness, my whole week is just a blur, and it's just Tuesday. Rooster, what's up? So what we want to do is we want to go over the warm up because tomorrow it gets put into a circuit. And tomorrow we will do 3 rounds of the warm up to include the 2 exercises that we've been doing this week. So I want to slowly go over the warm up again. We're just going to quickly go over that, and then we will talk about the two parts of the burpee that we're going to go over that we've been talking about this week. We talked about it a little bit, about making sure that we're ready for it for September. So if you have any questions about the burpee as we walk through this, please feel free to throw those in the comments and we will get to those. Excuse me. So today's two exercises are going to be the step in or the hop in and the stand, because that is a very important piece of the burpee. That's your finishing pieces to the burpee. So what we will do is we're going to do a step in, and then we're going to do a jump or a hop. And we're also going to do a step in and then just going up and going up onto your toes for an overhead reach. Because there are some people that cannot jump, right? And I want to make sure that if you want to do this burpee, that you don't feel like that you have to do the jump. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to step or hop in, and then we're going to go into that stand, and then we'll go into that from that stand to the overhead reach or the jump. So either one that you get to do. Remember, the jump is just an option. You do not have to do that. It is not a requirement to do to make the burpee complete. And just remember, by the time that we get ready and we finish this for September, you will know what your burpee is, what your burpee looks like. And then you don't need to worry about what somebody else's burpee is going to look like. Focus on what you want to do and how you want to make this burpee happen for your September challenge. All right, I'm going to scoot back. We're going to do the warm up. What we're going to do is we're going to go over the warm up, because I want to make sure that everybody is comfortable with that before we go into those two exercises. And I just made that too big. There we go. All righty. Turn my screen. If you're wondering why I keep saying that I need to turn my screen, is I have my computer screen set up to where whenever I'm back here, I can still see the exercises that I'm talking about. I'm going to grab a sip of water, then I'm going to step back and we're going to go over that warm up. Oh, as I stand up and step back, I need to do this first because I have someone that likes me to do a little model of my clothes because I've been buying these new shorts. I absolutely adore these. I know she's going to be watching the replay. I have an orange shirt on that goes with them. These are like regular shorts, but the crazy thing, look at this, Grace. They have pockets underneath the shorts. How cute is that? Oh my gosh. Shell is going to flip her lid. I love them. Yeah, on both sides too. So there's one on this side too. Pocket here, so you can store stuff however you want to do it. How cute are those? They're so, I love them. Thank you. I love them. Love, love, love them. All right, now that we're past that, now that Shell can see this, I told her that I would do a little model for them as we got started so she could see it on the replay. I know that she'll be watching the replay later today. So let's get this warm up going. We're going to do the squat to the overhead reach. We are going to do the push up. We're going to do the hip hinge with a forward reach. And we're going to, lastly, we're going to do the step out and in or the jump out and in. So today what I'll do is I'm going to do the jump out and in. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to hinge, reach down, and then do my jump out and my jump in. I'm going to kind of make that really smooth, a full transition. So that's going to be kind of like a combo for me. So my bench is right here, or my step is right here. I'm going to go ahead and put my heels up. Remember, you can do this as a thruster move if you want to. So you could go down and push really fast. You don't have to. Just get that motion in there. So squat, raise above those head. Raise above that head. 2, 3. She's going to get me off balance. Squat, 4, and 5. We're going to go straight into a wall push-up. I want to do the wall push-up because there are people that want to do this, but they feel like they have to do it from the floor. You don't have to do a push-up from the floor. Here, I'm going to get far enough away from the wall that I go on my toes. I like to be on my toes when I do my push-ups because I think it forces me to keep my core engaged. 1, keep those elbows near your ribs. 3, 4, and 5. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do that reach down. You're going to hinge, reach, just like this. Okay? Hinge and reach. Hinge and reach. Hinge and reach. One more. Hinge down and reach. And the last piece of this is that step out or that jump out. So I'm going to go ahead and combo this and do the hinge and reach down again. Hinge, reach down, jump out, jump in. Jump out, jump in. She wants to play. Jump out, jump in. I got 2 more. Jump out, jump in. Hinge and jump out, jump in. I'm going to let her come out here so she doesn't want to bite my feet. Stay. All right. So if you have any questions about yeah, she was trying to bite my feet this morning. Oh, she's rotten. I try not to close her out of the room. So I do apologize if that becomes a little bit of a distraction from the exercise, but she has seizures, so I don't like to shut her out of the room. So, and some days she likes to make herself known. So if you have any questions about the exercises of the warm-up, please feel free to ask. I know that I did these a little bit differently this morning because I wanted you to see all the ways that they can be done. I mean, most of these are going to end up looking, these are going to be familiar when you start doing your burpee. All these little pieces, literally all of these pieces will be a part of your burpee. So just remember that, okay? I feel like I'm leaning, but I think it's okay. So if you need to see the warm-up exercises again, I'm happy to go over those. If you have any questions about the warm-up exercise, please feel free to ask. I'm going to go ahead and I will go over the 2 exercises that we've been talking about this week. And then we will kind of like combine those so you can see those together. And she has decided to come back in the room. All right. All right, so the first of the 2 exercises that we're talking about this week is the step or hop to stand. So your feet are already out here, and you're going to step in or hop in and stand. Go back into that hinge reach. You can either step in or you can hop in and then stand right up. Okay, so that is piece one of this week's exercise. The next part is going to be that reach high above your head or that jump. So if you go in here, your feet are already out. You're going to jump in, and then you're going to go right above your head. Hinge over. My feet are already out. We're going to step in, and then you just stand and your hands go above your head. Or if you want to make this a jump, you can do that as well. So, jump in and up. Out. You're going to jump in and up. Okay? So, there we go. That is, hopping feels easier for sure. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for joining in. So, we have the step in or the hop in, and you go straight into that stand up with the high arms reached, or you jump up. Either one is totally fine. If you are more comfortable with just that step in and then going up, the last part of that for me, if you don't want to do the jump and you still want to get some of that oomph, right? So if you go out here and you step in, you go to standing and you just stretch out. Bring those toes up just like this, okay? So then you're still getting some of that calf exercise. You're getting that movement in those legs, but you're not doing that jump, especially if it's something that your body does not like to do. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put this whole thing together. So our feet are out. We're going to jump in and up. Okay? That's the whole thing. Your step in, your stand, and you're up. So if you want to do this as a step in, you're going to be out here, come in, and right there. Whoops. Okay? I'll do that again. So step in and go straight up above your head and on your toes, just like that. All right. That's our 2 exercises for this week. So let me know if you have any questions about them, if you need to see them again. And remember, tomorrow, this will be a full circuit. So what we'll do is we'll do the combo tomorrow, and the combo will be added to our circuit round. So we will do squat to overhead reach. We will do the push-up. We will go into the hinge reach down. Then we'll do our step outs. And then we will do our combo with that step in and above our head. That's going to be the combo that we do tomorrow. Oh, you're welcome, Grace. I hope it helps so much. So if you have any questions about any of those, please, please, please ask. So we will do at least 2 rounds of the combo tomorrow. The circuit tomorrow, because we have so many different ways that we can do this. I want to make sure that in the circuits that we go over at least one of the modified options and one of the a little bit more intermediate to advanced options or basic options for someone that has no issues with their body. So I always like to go over a regular version and like a modified version for anyone that might need to do it. Remember, please remember when you're doing any fitness or nutrition program, please always reach out to your health provider first. They can tell you what your body is allowed to do medically. So if you, especially if you have any kind of medical issues, make sure that you find out to make sure that it's something that you're allowed to do. And then make sure when you're doing any of these things, listen to your body. It's so important. Our bodies are a beautiful thing. They'll tell us when something's not right. Okay. So, if there's any questions about anything that we've gone over today, feel free to ask. I'll hang out for a minute to see if there's any questions. If you need to see any of these things in a different way, please ask. I'm happy to do them again. So think about while you're doing this, okay? We're doing all of these warm-ups. We're doing all of these exercises. Think about them while you're doing them. Which surface feels best to you? These are things that you should be putting into your mind, especially if you plan to do the 300 rep challenge in September with us. So, which surface feels best for what you're wanting to do? Are you stepping or are you hopping? These are things that you need to think about. So let me know in the comments if you're doing these with me. Which one is doing it for you? What surface did you like best? Are you going against the wall, or are you going to the bench? Are you going to a countertop? Or are you doing it from the floor? Have you decided any of these things? Your push-up, we'll go with that specifically because that's a big part of it. When you go down to the floor in a burpee, you flatten out. I think I'm going to go ahead and show the burpee in slow motion because I need you to think about the way to do this. Because next week, we're going to put it together and we'll add our push-up into that burpee. So as you do the burpee, you're going to go down, you'll hinge down, jump out, you go into a plank position. So this is why I say, what surface feels best to you? You're going to come back in and go up. Okay? So if you're doing this from a wall, it's a little bit different. You're only going to be against the wall. You're going to step out, step in, and then go on your toes to reach above your head. Okay? So here, step out, step in, and go up. So if you're doing it from a wall, you can still do it. You just choose your surface. Perfect. From your counter. And you can do your burpee from the counter, the whole thing, Grace. Let me go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of graze over that and skim over that for you because I want you to know that you can do the full burpee from the countertop. Okay. I'm actually going to move this because I want my bench. I want my stool. I want my stool to be my countertop right here. Okay. So make sure that if you're doing this from a stool or a bench or anything like that, that you know what? I actually think my bench may be a little higher, so it'll be a little bit more like the countertop. So let's try this. Not promising anything yet, Grace. Bear with me. Okay, so my bench opens up like this. Okay. All right. See that? I can adjust it a couple of different ways, like that. I'm going to go here because it is a little bit closer to me. So if you have anything like this, you can totally do it this way. All right. If you're doing the burpee from the countertop, you're just going to here, step out, step in, and up. Similar to the wall, you're just not completely straight. Okay, you're going to bend over. You're going to get some of that hinge in there. Step out, step in, and up. You can do the jump as well. So if you want to hop out, hop in, and jump. So if you're doing it from the countertop, that'll be the way that you're going to do it. Yeah. That's it as in a question, or did that help you? Yeah. Good morning, Rockin'. I saw you jump in early and I couldn't see you anymore, so I didn't know what happened. Oh, okay. So, and another thing, like if you have think about it this way, Grace. If you have, say you have a stool, okay, right here. My stool is right here, right? Say you have a stool and it's a little shorter, like this one. So this is not quite. See that? We have stages now. I'm trying to get it to where you can actually see the thing here. Let me stand in front of it. There we go. So we have this one. We have this one. We have the wall. We have the floor. So you have all these different options to do this. You can do this from any stage. So I'm going to move my bench now since this one was higher. Okay. If that one feels extremely easy for you, Grace, do like a countertop stool. Just make sure that it's in a sturdy spot. Okay? I don't want it to slip out from under you. So, my stool is against the wall. It's in a nice, sturdy place. And it's a little bit... Oh, I'm glad y'all are talking. So y'all keep going. Go ahead. So if you're going to do it from a little bit lower, like if you want a little bit lower option, Grace, remember wall. Whoops. Let's do this. Wall is here. Okay. And then the stool, the countertop is a little bit higher. And then your stool is just a little, your countertop is a little bit lower than the wall. And then the stool is a little bit lower than that. So now you get a little bit more of a hinge to reach that stool. Jump out, jump in, and up. Jump out, jump in, and up. Okay? So then it becomes one fluid movement from a little bit shorter space. And you get a little bit more of a movement in there. That's a good goal to have. There's so many steps that you can take to get there, Grace. So many steps. So if like you have steps outside, that's another step down, right? So if you started at the wall, I'm trying to, right here. So if you started at the wall, right, your wall is here, and then you went to a countertop, your countertop was here, so you're bending. You see how I just did that? My body has to be straight here for the wall. For the countertop, I get to hinge a little bit more. If you go to a stool or something lower, you hinge even more. You get more of that movement out of there. And then if you go to the floor, you get that full hinge in there as you go down. So you can still do little more stages. If you have steps outside, you can do it from your steps outside because those are just a little bit lower than a stool, right? Or a chair. A chair is a little bit lower than a stool, like a table chair. You can use a couch back. Any of those things you can use to make this happen, to work yourself down there. Yep. So if you've done the wall, the counter, and the bed, depending on how short your bed is, then you've gone to a chair, right? So think of a table chair is what? Probably 22 inches high, right? So think about that. Or a desk about that high. So if that's about how high your bed is, then I would do those for a little while and get your body ready for that, because I'm going to tell you, when you start going all the way to the floor, it's going to take a lot more of your energy. And the reason I say that is because I know you. So you don't want to overdo it and then set yourself back. So do a few of each one. If you're comfortable with the wall, then move to the counter. If you're comfortable with the counter, then move to the bed or to the table or to the couch or to the whatever's a little bit lower than the counter that you want to go to. And then I would suggest that you go to something a little bit lower than, oh, my desk is not 34 inches high. Let me just say that. I don't think this is 30. I'm short. So I couldn't touch the floor if I was sitting at my desk and my desk was that high. A rooster. So if you do the counter, if you do the couch, and then you like do a chair, right? And then your chair is going to be a little bit lower. So I would go that. I would do that. I would be dangling. My table was that high. I actually do. I have a high top table, and my chairs, my feet dangle. I can't reach the floor. So, I'm only like 4'11", guys. Give me a break here. Lots of things are in small packages, right? Yeah. I'm short. I have to work everything around me. So all right. So if you've done the wall and you've done the counter and you've done the couch or a chair or something a little bit lower, then find you something just a little bit lower, Grace, to work yourself down to that. But I would continue to work at those, because the lower you go, that's right, like dynamite. The lower you go, the more intense it becomes, because now your body is having to go all the way down and then you're doing that full jump all the way up. So it takes a lot of endurance to get it from the floor. Not saying that you cannot do it ever. I'm never going to tell you that you can't do something. But if you don't feel like it's the proper time or the right time for you to do that one, then work yourself to it. There's no reason to not feel confident in doing something. Now, so my questions were, before, can you show me from the floor one step by step? Yes, absolutely. So while I'm doing this, Grace has asked me if I would show from the floor step by step. Absolutely, I will. So while I do this, I want you to be thinking, which surface has felt the best for you so far. Choose which steps you're taking. Are you stepping, or are you hopping, or are you mixing it up? Are you reaching, or are you jumping and not, or are you reaching and going up on your toes? There's so many things to think about when you do this. And then think about what parts of these feel the most awkward for you, because maybe we need to work on that and let you feel a little bit more confident with it. So I'm going to step back. Grace has asked me to show the burpee. Whoop, did you see me almost fall? Woo-hoo. I tripped over my chair. Okay, so I'm going to, I want the full floor, so I'm going to change. Yeah, I'm okay. I do it all the time. My foot kind of gets stuck. Okay, so doing it from the floor, I'm going to give you my whole area right here. That way I have plenty of room. So you start here. Okay, let me see if I turn this way a little bit. Let's see if you can get this. Okay, so you're standing. You're going to hinge down, bend those knees, reach to the floor, right? Jump out, jump in, jump up. If you want to do this with a step instead of a jump, hinge down, step out. See, we're in our plank position. Step in, up, and reach. That is from the floor for both the regular and the modified. Just let me know if you need to see it again. And if you have any questions about it, if there's anything that you want to know about that process. Because when you're doing it with speed, it changes a lot. Because you're doing the full motion all at one time, and it's just like one fluid motion. Okay. Yeah. So if you do it from the floor and you want to do the step out and the step in, because a burpee is all about speed, endurance, push, like getting your heart rate up, and it's totally a full body movement. Okay. So when you go down, remember you're hinging. See how I'm bending my knees too as I go down, hinging down, reach for the floor, step out, give yourself a second to feel that plank, step in, come up, and reach. Make sure that if you're not jumping, go up on those toes, get those calves activated in that. Make that a full round, full body experience. Then you've covered everything. And depending on how you hold your hands with your push-up for your burpee, because push-ups at the end, but we'll do that next week. We'll add the push-up into the burpee next week. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah. Yeah, so like if you're going slow with it, you're not going to. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with us. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Rooster. Yeah, so if you feel more confident to doing the faster ones with a different stage of it rather than being on the floor, Grace, that's what I would do. Because if you can do it faster, that's the whole point of the burpee is the movement, the speed, the endurance that it pushes. I mean, all the things. Yeah, like it depends. You mean from any top? It's just going to change it a little bit, right? Because if you're against the wall, you're not doing the full down motion, right? You're not going to get as much of the cardio movement in there if you're doing if you're doing it from the wall. If you're doing it from a bench, you can definitely make it give you that speed and all the things. It just changes a little bit of the movement that you're doing because, of course, if you're doing it from the wall, you're not getting any hinge in there either, right? So you're not doing this. But if you're doing it from the wall, the countertop, you're doing this. If you're doing it from the floor, you're doing this. Do you see the difference there? So here or here. So you get more activations of the muscles if you're doing it to the floor, but you're still getting movement in all of those muscles. So we went over, we've gone over so many different options for this burpee to get you ready for September. Think about it this way. Your burpee is made of choices. You have to choose the surface, your wall, your counter, your bench, your floor, a step outside, any of those. You step back or you jump back. You step forward or you jump forward or hop forward. You finish with a jump or a reach high, right? These are all different options and choices that you make when you choose to do this burpee. Your push up, you have a push up at the end or within it. So when you go into the plank, Grace, I'll go ahead and tell you this because next week we'll add this in. When you're doing it from the floor, when you go to the floor, you do a push up. You can also do this from the wall. You can do this from the countertop. You can do this from a bench. You can still do the push up, but it's completely optional. Next week, we'll throw that in there. And we'll go through the whole burpee every stage next week. Every stage. I want to make sure that you know every stage of the burpee so you can feel confident while you're doing it. So if you have any questions about any of those and it is after the live, make sure to go check out the replay on Facebook or YouTube and you can hashtag replay and you can also ask questions in the comments if you have any questions about these things that we've gone over today. Remember, if you are watching the replay, hashtag replay. Oh, I want to go ahead and give a shout out to sponsors. I've got 3 sponsors so far. I did a piece of content to shout out my first sponsor. I will be doing another shout out on Wednesday and another one on Friday afternoon. And I will be shouting out all of my sponsors as we go. And this is amazing. I'm so excited about my 5K this year. I want to double my donation from last year. So if you want to sponsor, feel free to go check out the links in my bio. It'll take you through a little session to get to the 5K. And you can choose to sponsor. You can choose to participate. Either one. If you're an individual or a group, you can still join in. I have group options. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, guys, I haven't seen any more questions to come in. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thanks for being with me. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Remember, this is your personal journey, but you don't have to do it alone. With that, I'm going to say, have a great day, and I will see you guys on Thursday. See ya.